Hey folks, All At The One here. Just a quick video going through my little collection that I've accumulated over the course of several years of EDC UK legal knives. You know, basically they fit into the criteria of being sub 3-inch blades with non-locking mechanisms, so i.e. slip joints or similar. I always like a different approach to design. Something new and distinctive always catches my eye, and I think some of these choices fit that bill. So we'll just go through them in a size order, starting with the smallest, working our way up to the largest, and I'll talk a little bit about why I like or dislike any of them in particular. I will provide links to my reviews of these knives under the video and in the bubbles. Yeah, I do have full reviews of most of these knives on my channel somewhere. I'll search for the links appropriately, and yeah, if you want to look at any of them in more detail. But this is just going to be a general overview and just a few of my thoughts on each of the knives. So let's start off with the smallest of the bunch. I've had this one for absolutely ages. This is the Spyderco Bug. Nice little slip joint folder. I've had this for about 6-7 years now, and to be honest, it's still going strong. Nice choice of steel on there. I can't remember exactly what it was. It did say, but I have managed to rub off the markings. Still says Spyderco on there just about. But yeah, very actually capable little blade for doing a lot of EDC tasks, such as, you know, opening packaging, cutting rope, even paracord and tougher ropes as well. Does take a little bit longer, but obviously the blade can do it and feels extremely sturdy for its size. Nothing bad I can really say about this one. Very practical, slips away into a pocket like you won't believe, and you know, jeans pocket, yeah, that will fit nicely into the little coin pocket at the top. Equally sits well on a keyring. Have it on a little lanyard here with a little glow in the dark bead, just to help find it, because it is so small. It's very easy to lose. And yeah, so that's that. Next up we have, I actually forget the name of this model, but this is like the do-it-all micro model Alox Victorinox knife. There's the Victorinox stamp on the back there. Very nice finish. I love the Alox style finish. Has two blades on here. I'm mostly going to talk about the blades. I'm not going to go into the motor tool element so much. But just your classic little Victorinox blade there, stainless steel, decent enough steel. Very small blade. Feels a bit a bit niggly compared to this that is actually slightly shorter in length. But this just feels a lot more capable, and much prefer to use this compared to this. But obviously you have a choice of two blades on here. I'll just go and find the other one. There it is, like a Warncliffe kind of style with the drop down. Suppose it could be used for gutting ultimately if you really had to at a push. Obviously it's safer to use on a rocking boat, for example. Less likely to cut yourself. Again, quite a niggly little blade, but preferable to use this one compared to the other one I just showed. Actually, I find this is more useful out of the two. But then you've got your good stuff like screwdrivers, scissors, I think. Yeah, we've got scissors on there. You do have a Phillips, magnetized Phillips screwdriver with a bottle opener. So kind of cool, but ultimately it's so small. It's only useful for the smallest of tasks, and the knives aren't very capable in my experience, although just the overall package is excellent. Right, next up we've got this little SOG. Features a decent enough steel, skeletonized stainless steel body there, handles, whatever you want to call it. Good for a keychain carry, I suppose. Quite a thin slicey blade on there, So I don't know. It's okay, it will do the job. It did need a little sharpen. Even out of the box it wasn't extremely sharp, but you can get it up to a nice level of sharpness, no problem there. Like the design overall, it's kind of cool, and it is ultra slim, so really can be slipped in anywhere. Again, you've got a lanyard or keychain hole, so kind of ideal for keychain carry for sure. Nice design, but not my absolute favourite for EDC, although a keychain backup, that will work well in that capacity. Right, next up we've got the Spyderco Dog Tag folder. Interesting little concept. Obviously can be closed down and worn around your neck, for example, as a dog tag. Nice one-handed opening on this one. Uses a really nice steel, which is the famous CPM, what's that now? 330? No. Sorry, I'm having trouble focusing with the camera there. 830. No, I'm going to say S30V, in fact. My apologies. But yeah, the steel is definitely outstanding. Does keep a really nice razor edge at all times. Only one side is ground, so like a chisel grind almost. Serge Pachenko design, I believe is his name. Titanium body here with aluminium. The blue bits are basically aluminium, little features. Very smooth opening and closing, definitely. Feels good and is great for like box opening packaging, that kind of stuff. Again, very slim profile, so works well for little kits or pocket carry potentially. And interesting little design. Do like that one. Right, next up we have the Boker Subcom 42 by collaboration with Chad Los Banos. Very cool knife, and actually very practical. Nice slim profile again there, as you can see. Does come with a pocket clip, which is reversible. However, I've removed it as it just sits nice and deep in the pocket, as it's so small anyway. And I've had this for years and have not lost it as yet. The steel is an AUS 8, so it does retain a pretty decent edge. And with regular usage, probably need to sharpen this once every couple of weeks. As I said, all of these knives are non-locking, so you can take that for granted throughout this review. You can open and close this one-handed fairly easily, or very easily in fact. And I like this exaggerated finger choil here, so even if it does close up on you, you're just going to clamp your finger rather than cut it, which is a nice safety feature in my opinion. All the hardware is good quality and can be unscrewed, and so you can really clean out the insides of this and give it any oil or maintenance you see fit. So it's maintainable, let's say. So yeah, nice choice there. Good design. Okay, next up we've got this little dinky memory stick, Victorinox. We've got 1 GB on here. This is ancient. I've had this for about 10 years now, I think. Still works just absolutely fine, to be honest. Seems like they've did a good job on the memory stick side of things. Does have your regular little dinky knife, same as this Alox version, so it is just about as useful as that, but the memory stick is quite a nice function, and I still use that. And it also has a little light on it, which is quite fun, and interestingly enough has a little pen. There we go, emergency little writing instrument. So this one is definitely good for office based EDC. But yeah, cool funky little design. Right, next up we have the Douk-Douk. Recently gave this a full review. Interesting little knife again, very lightweight, decent stainless steel blade, interesting shape, quite a large cutting edge there, good retention on the back spring slip joint, very lightweight, low profile, and yeah, different choice for an EDC blade, but actually I can definitely recommend for being practical. And just a nice little bit of artwork on the blade there, made in France. And similar in design to that, being a single block design for the handle, but this time it's brass instead of stainless steel as in the Douk-Douk. This is the mini micro Higonokami, made in Japan, with a decent carbon steel blade. Had to do quite a bit of work on this because it was not sharp straight from the box, but have managed now, by reprofiling it slightly, have given it quite a wicked edge, and is great for a little pocket EDC. Capability wise, it's kind of similar to the Spyderco Bug in my opinion. Has this flattened out tang, which allows you to keep pressure downwards, keeping the blade open whilst in use. And frankly, I just love the look of this thing. Awesome traditional Japanese design, been around for over 100 years and looks so cool. Good against packaging, box opening, ropes, yeah, even fruit and veg. Nice. Right, next up we have the Enzo. This is a slip joint again. Interesting micarta scales on there. I like the flow of the handle. Kind of sits real nice in the hand and is actually pretty comfortable for prolonged use. I've taken this one out into the woods and done a bit of bushcrafting with it, and it definitely works for that task. I felt safe whilst using it, and has a decently stiff back spring on it to keep it in the open position whilst in use. Initially it was quite stiff, but now it's lovely and smooth, and adds a good level of security whilst using the blade. Really like the profile on this. The steel is pretty damn excellent. CPM S30V, same as the Dog Tag folder, so that edge retention is absolutely wicked. Substantial blade, so good for definitely all sorts of larger EDC tasks. And I've just finished it off with a little customized brass bead there, just kind of in keeping with the rest of the knife. Really love this one, but again slightly large for EDC use in reality for me, and yeah, it's quite a lot of knife to be carrying around. Still very nicely made, feels like it will last forever pretty much. And next up, my current favourite is this Victorinox Alox Farmer. All the usual goodies on there, including a saw, couple of screwdrivers, bottle opener, can opener, etc. And but I just love the blade on this, similar to my Alox Bantam. I think the blade is identical, and is really such a practical blade for everyday use. Keeps a decent edge with everyday use, regular everyday use. You probably need to sharpen this once a week, but I can live with that. It's really quick to sharpen, you know, only like 10 strokes and you're done. Can't really say anything bad about it. It's not too thick, it's not too chunky, and it's very sheeple friendly and is immensely practical. The fact that it has the saw on there makes it extra special for me, because I love my bushcrafting, and that saw is very useful and a great size. And finally, this is the CRKT Journeyer. Interesting little knife this, or not so little, probably about as big as UK law would allow for EDC. Slip joint folder. The slip joint is, I mean, there's basically no retention, like you can push it down with the gentlest of taps, but it is very easy to open and close with one hand. Has this little indentation there which just catches the thumb nicely. Does have some jimping on the back. Very lightweight, feels very solid. Build quality, I can't knock it at all. All the hardware can be removed to access the insides for cleaning and maintenance. Feels great actually, really like it. This came at a very good level of sharpness straight from the box, didn't need a retouch. Interesting design feature of this one is there is a small pin at the back here which forms your screwdriver set to access everything inside. If you notice, there's a small hole in the middle here, and this torque screw fits in like so, so you can basically unscrew this to remove the blade and clean, etc. But it also forms another function, which is if you push it through this hole here, push it all the way down. Oh, yes, I've done it incorrectly, sorry, it's this way around, short end in, push it in like so. As you can see, there is a groove which it sits in very nicely, and essentially now it's become a locking knife. So if you need any heavier cutting tasks, then you've got that lock there. To be honest, it doesn't feel like the most stable locking system. As you can see, a little bit protrudes on the left hand side here. I'll hold it upright, so that allows you to push it to get the stick out again. Don't know how much I'd trust that bar not to break when exerting too much force on the blade, but it definitely adds a level of security for certain cutting tasks. And that's the CRKT Journeyer. Again, interesting little knife, but a little large for practical everyday carry for my tastes. So that's been another All Outdoor One video. I hope you've enjoyed or found it useful. Don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for lots more news, reviews and discussions. This is All Outdoor One signing out for now. Thanks for watching. Take care.